Venus, the brightest object in our sky after the sun and moon, a golden jewel that has fascinated humanity for millennia. To the ancients, it was a goddess. To astronomers, a mystery. And to science, a warning. Because Venus, the planet of beauty, is also a world of fire, a place where paradise and apocalypse exist as one. Venus and Earth were born together. They are nearly the same size, the same composition, and orbit the same star. For millions of years, scientists believed Venus might be another Earth, a lush world with oceans and clouds. But when the first spacecraft arrived in the 1960s, they found something unimaginable. Venus was not an Eden. It was a furnace. The surface temperature of Venus reaches 470 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. Its clouds are made not of water, but of sulfuric acid. Lightning flashes through yellow haze. And beneath those clouds, mountains and plains are buried under a crushing pressure 90 times heavier than Earth's air. If you stood there, you would be flattened in seconds. Your spacecraft would melt, and the sky would glow a deadly orange. Venus is the closest thing to hell we've ever found, and yet it began so much like home. Billions of years ago, Venus may have had oceans. Its atmosphere could have been mild, its surface cool. But something changed. The sun grew brighter, and Venus, closer than Earth, began to warm. The oceans evaporated. Water vapor, a powerful greenhouse gas, trapped more and more heat. The planet spiraled into a runaway greenhouse effect. The seas boiled. The rocks released carbon dioxide, and the sky became thick with clouds of acid. Venus didn't just get hot, it became the hottest planet in the solar system. It is Earth's mirror turned inside out, a glimpse of what our future could be if we lose control of our own atmosphere. The ground of Venus is volcanic. Almost every mountain, plain, and crater was shaped by lava. Radar mapping from orbit reveals enormous volcanoes, some larger than anything on Earth, and some, scientists believe, may still be active. The planet breathes fire, but without water or wind, its scars remain untouched for eons. There are no seasons, no days as we know them. Because Venus rotates backward, its sun rises in the west and sets in the east, once every 243 Earth days. A day on Venus is longer than its year. Above the surface, the clouds swirl endlessly, a suffocating ocean of gas that hides everything below. At higher altitudes, though, the temperature and pressure are surprisingly mild. There, some scientists believe, microbial life could float among the acid droplets, aerial organisms drifting in the clouds, surviving where no solid ground remains. It's a haunting thought that the only place life could exist on Venus is in the sky itself. Venus is often called Earth's twin, but it's more like our ghost. It shows what happens when the delicate balance of a world is lost. If Earth's atmosphere thickened just slightly, if our oceans warmed beyond return, we could follow the same path. Venus is a monument to what happens when a planet turns against itself. Despite the danger, humanity has touched Venus, at least briefly. In the 1970s and 80s, the Soviet Venera landers descended through the atmosphere, sending back the first photographs ever taken from the surface of another planet. The images were haunting. Flat plains of orange rock, cracked ground stretching to a hazy horizon, and then silence. Each probe survived only minutes before being destroyed by the heat. But in those few moments, we saw a world no one ever expected, and no one will ever forget. Today, new missions are being planned. NASA's Veritas and Da Vinci Plus, and the European Space Agency's Envision. They will peer beneath the clouds to study the planet's surface, atmosphere, and history. Perhaps they will tell us how close Venus once came to being Earth, and how close Earth might one day come to being Venus. Venus is not just a planet to study. It is a lesson to remember. When you look at Venus shining in the sky, it's hard to imagine the storm beneath. It glows with the light of heaven, but burns with the fire of hell. It is beauty and destruction, twin and opposite, a reminder that even the brightest stars can hide the darkest truths. Venus is the silent scream of a world that once might have lived, and now simply endures. The planet of fire and clouds, the goddess of beauty and death. The warning in our sky: